Hello there, everyone. Hello there. It's Booklandia. If you can hear me, just spam OP in the chat, please. If you can hear me, please spam OP in the chat. Hello. Yeah, thanks. Um. So as you may already be knowing, I've hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. To some, this may not seem a very big achievement. I mean, not something like to some it may seem trivial, but to me it really means a lot. I've put a lot of effort into this despite exams and studies around the corner. So I guess I should, celebrate it in a way, in any like in a very simple way. I don't know how many people have joined this stream. Okay, it's only two people, but it's fine. The number of people who've joined they really do not matter to me. But so, any case, so it's 100 subscribers. I really cannot believe, to be honest. Like I began my YouTube journey in May, I guess. I'm sorry for that interruption. So I will be celebrating this event by enacting by reciting few excerpts from my debut novel The Dying Lamb. Before that, I would like to talk about the very premise of this ebook, like what moved me. There were several incidents. I like to narrate from the book itself. Just a moment. Yeah, it's Choti Diwali if it isn't pretty obvious. So here's the preface. I was resting inside my bedroom, having just completed typing some pages of this book. It was late afternoon, and supper was yet to be prepared. All of a sudden, my belly started to scream, and the rats inside of it began kicking and punching its walls. The tribulations became unbearable. Oh, the pain of hunger! The urge overwhelmed me, and I began whining. Food! I desired food! As I was moaning, something tantalizing struck my mind. A shiver ran down my spine. I could afford to complain that I was hungry. I could afford to gourmandize delicious delicacies and sumptuous food, and yet I whined. My parents have well to do and lucrative jobs. I have all the luxuries of life at my disposal. Notwithstanding all pleasures of life, hunger is puissant enough to torment me, to agonize me. Hunger is an urge that cuts through all boundaries. It is truly egalitarian. I was dumbfounded. Several people sleep without even drinking water. Shashank. The very conception of having to sleep without food and water sickened me. How could I afford to complain? Am I so inhumane? In schools affiliated to the CISE, a poem, namely Bhikshu, the beggar, is taught to all pupils that choose Hindi as their second language of instruction. There's a line which in this particular poem which moves me a lot. चाट रहे जूठी पत्तल वो कभी सड़क पर अड़े हुए और झपट लेने को उनसे कुत्ते भी हैं अड़े हुए. They are licking the leftovers from plates lying on the road. Alas, even dogs are keen to snatch what they meagerly consume. This was what inspired me to pen the first story, Under Want. There are also other inspirations, mostly the ongoing farmers' protests, sometimes even the daily wage laborers and their plight, and this story by Hans Christian Andersen called Little Match Girl. All of these had a very profound impact on me, and I was moved to pen this ebook. I am not claiming to have written something revolutionary, but I believe that if you would seriously read this book, you'd you'd probably pause for a moment and then question some things in life. Is it really worth complaining when you can afford sitting in an air conditioned room, whining about your internet connection or not getting a Netflix connection or not having to watch anime or not getting your time to get out when there are millions and millions of other people starving on the streets? It it moves me to tears even barely having to think about the same. When keeping that in mind, there's this particular story which I personally like a lot, and that is what I would like to recite. It's under chapter 3. All roads lead to Rome, or they lead to death. Here it goes. A peaceful wholesomeness enveloped the realm. It was puissant enough to subdue and stifle even the most virile and rambunctious desires, and to instill piety in the naturally malicious minds of the monsters. For that matter, whomsoever plodded to the kingdom of God was cleansed and absolved of his sins. In it there was neither assurance nor avarice, neither aging nor blossoming youth, neither good nor evil. All that was came to a standstill, a stupor. In this beautiful fairyland did the turbulent and lachrymose figure of Mother Earth arrive. Blood oozed out from several open and putrid wounds. Her entire body, erstwhile glamorous and captivating, had become hideous and unattractive. Her curly golden hair had gone brown and greyish at several places, and her former vibrant face had lost all its radiance. It was as dull as lead. She walked with a blood laden dagger in hand wherever she went. It became dark and gloomy. Nymphs, from whom merriment and joy were inseparable, wept profusely of to seek the goddess's miserable plight. The angels stopped in their tracks and, moved by her quandary, began playing melancholic strains. Wherever her blood fell, the verdant, bourgeoning grasslands withered and ceased to exist. The flowers which were in bloom and the heads of which were fluttering gaily in the serene breeze wilted and slowly disappeared into nothingness. The seven deadly sins keenly followed suit. Their mere presence in this tranquil world began disintegrating it. These vicious beings began burning gardens and fields, abducting and corrupting nymphs and consuming angels. These maleficent demons soon annihilated whatever colorfulness and mirth the garden possessed, and soon their leader, the malign pride, was enthroned as the emperor of the garden of heaven. The archangels couldn't be consumed or corrupted because they were under the Almighty's divine providence. Vices couldn't even conceive them. They observed the wanton destruction from a distance and were appalled. They couldn't allow these developments to further, and therefore an assembly was convoked. What is to be done, messengers of God? Asked the senior archangel. Mother Earth threatens the existence of the heavens. The sins have subjugated the lower deities, corrupted the nymphs, and consumed all angels, pointed out another. We must intervene lest all goodness ceases to exist. And so all of them flew and hovered above Mother Earth. She beheld him with disdain and produced her dagger, the sheen of which momentarily blinded all of them. Regaining composure, quoth one of them, whither goest thou? O messengers of his majesty, I come to meet my creator. For what purpose, our lady? I shall seek justice and blood, hissed she. The angels looked at themselves and felt that something fishy was being brewed. The senior most angel, A wan and emaciated figure emerged from the assemblage and said, Allay thy fury, noble lady. It threatens to destroy all that is good in the universe. She was urged and snapped instantly. There is nothing good in this universe. All I see are selfish and vicious beings consumed by the hubris. Daughter, Angie does not define femininity. Came a calm and soothing reply. Momentarily, all passions fleeted and malice vanished, for God Almighty had arrived. The angel saw him in the figure of a gallant emperor bedecked with diamonds and pearls and opals and adorned with a scintillating crown of gold. Earth saw her in the figure of a calm and loving father, his pure smile mesmerizing her. She blushed in embarrassment and covered her hideous face with her hands. Daughter, daughter, you wanted to see me? I'm here. Her lips parted and sugary breath wafted through the air. Alas, words couldn't escape her tongue. She was finding herself dumbfounded. She suppressed herself and muttered, Knower of all, thanks, Mr. Singh. Knower of all, why do you ask? You know it. How will I know until you disclose it, daughter? Father, I have a request. It is granted ere you ask for it. Earth produced the blood laden dagger and flashed it before God. Kill me and end my tribulations. I have lost the will to live. That cannot happen, dear, explained the Almighty. If not me, then decimate the man out upon him. May a worse curse befall him. The conflagrant lady paused and began her frank and unapologetic outburst. They said that you created man in your image. That simply cannot be. Those murders cannot resemble you. Those pilferers cannot represent you. Those repugnant beings dwell complacently in the make believe world, consumed entirely by their vices and the burgeoning hubris. They have drilled poison into me. They have wantonly destroyed all that you had happily created vales, mountains, forests, grasslands, rivers, streams, bays, and oceans. Man's puissance is paramount. He cuts down his nourishers indiscriminately and with much unwarranted sadism. They bleed and groan and curse in agony and complain to me. They have drilled several holes into me in want of riches and resources. They have disturbed the peace and happiness of my aquatic children. Not only do they hunt fish to extinction in the search for riches and black gold, they spill that sickening and suffocating liquid over my serene waters, asphyxiating crabs, shrimps, seabirds, and various fish who swim freely in my vast waters and get caught unawares. Their bloodlust is insatiable. Behold me! How hideous I look! I have cried and wept and moaned and groaned in unbearable pain, agony, and consternation. They have deceased me, their fumes have putrefied me. These people have become so potent that all blessings that you had gifted them with the point, near the brink of exhaustion. They deny other beings their right to live. They claim to rule me. They have always wanted to rule me. That is impossible. When you had created me 4 billion years ago, all my seven siblings desired that they be blessed with life, but it was I whom you had chosen to bear life. You had declared that your most sublime creation, the man, shall live with me. You had envisioned the world without grief, conflict, and sadness. You had envisaged a place where all lead a saintly life and where there would be happiness and prosperity unbound. You couldn't have created them. They are Satan's successors, she proclaimed. God sighed. Have you anything more to say? They have committed blasphemy, my lord. They have dared to dismember you, you who reside in all, you in whom all that exists resides. You are indivisible and absolute. You are within and beyond, said the angels. It is true. Look at them. They have lost their originality. Their vices rule them. Their emotions guide them. The blemished picture of reality with their self conceit materializes, distances them from you. For heaven's sake, they kill each other, they slaughter each other, they devour each other. And why? Because they want land, because they must defend their lands, because their God forsaken religion is in danger, said the angels. This is true. Brother kills brother, sons kill their father. Every human is engaged in subduing and decimating other humans. I have never seen such bloodthirsty cannibals in my several eons of existence. Do something, my father. I don't want my other children to be harmed. They live in peace and harmony. She asks, quite pertinently, who will rekindle my dying lamp? Is there frost? Is there frost no warmth? God ruffled her dirty hair, and she transformed instantly into a beautiful lady with mauve eyes, golden hair, and a pleasant disposition. He caressed her chin and pronounced, worry not, my child, they shall soon kill themselves. Then you will dwell in peace. That Nietzsche was truthful. Man was my first mistake. This is a reference to a very famous quote by Friedrich Nietzsche, which goes something like this: man was God's first mistake, and woman was his second. The question remains unanswered: who will reawaken the dying humanity? On a personal note, this story is my favorite from all that I have compiled and composed. This is probably the most profound and impactful piece I have ever penned. This summarizes the theme that runs through the dying lamp. And by the way, if you're wondering, the links down below. So if you'd like to read more, I guess you can click on the link and download the book. I didn't even realize it's already 18 minutes into the stream and I've already got 12 likes. And I'm honestly very very thankful. I mean the number of likes or the number of dislikes, for the matter the number of comments, they really do not matter. What really matters is your support, is your constant support, is the fact that you've been watching my videos despite me not being regular with them. And I promise if circumstances do not become very, I would say, non-conducive, I'll try my best to be more regular with videos and probably go live. I mean, it's since now I have 100 subscribers. Hopefully, the next time I go live, I get 200 subscribers. I mean, it would be really, really. Hey, I'll be really happy if that would ever happen. But then exams. To be honest, it's a new experience for me on my part to go live, project my views, my opinions, my life experiences to the world, whether it's 4 people, whether it's 40 people or 40,000 people, whether it's one like or a million likes, it does not matter. What matters is that I have been provided a platform where I can express my views freely and where I can help other budding authors in the journey of writing. I know many people want to write, but they do not know how to begin, the resources, the tricks, other details. I've strived to help them, and I promise that in the upcoming videos, I will serve my promises very well. I hope that you, on a concluding note, I thank all of my subscribers, all of the people who have watched my videos, who are watching this live stream right now. It's not very much, but that honestly does not matter. Thank you. Thanks for following me throughout my journey as a YouTuber. Whether I get 100 subs or 1,000 subs, or a maybe a million subs, which is highly unlikely, but the dreams are always meant to be dreamt. I would always serve all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, and I'll be always grateful to each one of you for being there, for liking my videos, for commenting on them, for sharing them. Please keep doing this. Please keep sharing my videos. Please keep showering me with the love that you always have showered me with. Keeping that in mind, it's already 10 p.m. I guess this is all what I had to say. I hope you like the excerpt. Till then, keep reading, keep writing. Until next time.